Should 49ers Christian McCaffrey get the cover of Madden? Because as you know, every year it's a big deal when it's announced who gets the cover. However, it is met with mixed results. And I can guarantee you, I can already see the comments starting to pile up with those same types of mixed results. So I want to hear from you. Do you think Christian McCaffrey should be on the cover of Madden? And if you're asking, maybe you're not familiar with why this would be met with so many mixed results, it's because of the Madden Curse. And I'm not sure 49er fans want to see the offensive player of the year last season grace the cover, even though it's a great honor for the players to become the Madden poster guy, right? Who gets all over the cover and everything, gets all the hype and the publicity. I'm not sure fans want that. And this is exactly why. I'm going to tell you right now why I don't think fans want this to happen. You can let me know in the comments below. So, is the Madden curse real? It started with former 49er Garrison Hurst, who donned the cover of Madden in 1999. This is where it's all kind of started. Hurst was on the international edition of Madden and suffered a gruesome ankle injury in the playoffs versus the Falcons. And I think we all that vision of Garrison Hurst injury is probably burned into our brains. It's actually one of my early memories as a 49er fan. But then you have Barry Sanders, who graced the cover of Madden in 2000, but he unexpectedly retired prior to the start of the 1999 season. Eddie George was one of the rare ones who was able to escape any type of curse. He had a very successful season. Dante Culpepper was on the Madden 2002 cover after coming off a phenomenal 2001 campaign, but suffered a season ending knee injury late in the year. Marshall Falk was on the 2003 cover, and Falk suffered an ankle injury that put him on the shelf for a couple games. The 2021 season would be the last year that Falk would rush for over 1,000 yards. Michael Vick, Madden 2024. Vick suffered a fractured fibula during the preseason, missing 11 games. Ray Lewis, Madden cover 2005. Lewis suffered a broken wrist that forced him to sit out the final game of the 2024 season. It would be the first time he would miss time since 2002. Donovan McNabb injured his groin during a Week 10 matchup versus the Cowboys and was placed on season-ending IR. John Alexander in 2007 was the reigning MVP, and he suffered a broken foot in Week 3, but he would return later on in the season. And I think you're starting to see the trends of why it's called a Madden curse. There have been a lot of injuries that have happened to the guys who have been put on the cover in the following season. And I guarantee you that would be a huge reason why 49er fans wouldn't want to see CMC on the cover. Vince Young in 2008. Young missed a game after dealing with a quad injury, which would be the only game he would miss that season. So not too bad there. This one's interesting because at the time, Favre was retired, and then he came out and he played for the Jets in 2009. He didn't miss a game, but he did suffer an injured biceps tendon, and the Jets finished the season 1-4. Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu both were the first dual athletes to be on the cover at the same time. And after this cover, Polamalu missed time dealing with a career-threatening knee injury, while Fitzgerald dealt with injuries to his knee and elbow, but would miss no time. Drew Brees was on the cover in 2011. Brees did avoid injury in 2011, and he led the Saints to the playoffs, but that was the year that you had the Beastquake and the Saints were upset by the 7-9 Seahawks in the wild card. One of the most famous Madden curses, and is really when I think it started to catch on a lot of steam is when Peyton Hillis was the Madden cover in 2012, which was voted on by the fans. But unfortunately, he dealt with hamstring injuries and just really never had a good season after that. Calvin Johnson avoided the curse in 2013 as he put up a phenomenal season, 122 passes, caught for almost 2,000 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Adrian Peterson was on the cover in the 2014 campaign where Peterson suffered a foot sprain in week 16 and also dealt with a groin injury that same season. He missed 2 games and would undergo surgery the following season. Richard Sherman was on the Madden cover in 2015. He played in every game that season, but he did undergo Tommy John surgery after the Seattle's loss in the Super Bowl to the Patriots. He apparently suffered an elbow injury during the NFC Championship game versus the 49ers. OBJ was on the cover in 2016, but he would deal with some hamstring injuries and a 1 game suspension after that infamous situation with Josh Norman. Rob Gronkowski was on the cover in 2017, only played in 8 games in 2016, starting just 6 games after dealing with multiple different injuries. He suffered a hamstring injury that put him out a few games, and a pulmonary contusion and a back injury that required season ending surgery. Tom Brady was on the cover in 2018, but he was able to avoid the curse in the sense of injury as he put together one of the better seasons in NFL history. However, he was ultimately defeated by Nick Foles in the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Antonio Brown suffered a knee injury and he also missed some time due to some off field issues, but this was the last season that Antonio Brown played with the Steelers. Patrick Mahomes missed some time with a dislocated knee after the season. He would miss ultimately 2 games, but they would go on to win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson only missed 1 game in 2020, but he dealt with some minor injuries, but he ultimately was all right. Both Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady were on the cover. Both of them avoided any serious injury or anything like that. So obviously there is a long history and you can see that there are some trends with some injuries, but you can also see there are other guys that were able to skirt it completely. So does this have any impact on you potentially wanting CMC on the cover or not? I'm really curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.